Hello and welcome back to Heads Will Roll Reforged. So, I did actually decide on a weapon, and, a couple of people said that they wanted to see Glaive, so I kind of already picked. I really love this game, so I generally tend to play it quite a lot, even if I'm waiting on comments and things like that. I don't know. I kind of felt like, hey, you're probably gonna want to see the Glaive anyway, right? Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, what I usually like to do is I usually like to center a build around a certain weapon. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here with the Glaive. Obviously, I could have taken both weapons. That's obviously very much valid. However, I found out that I basically ran out of space. I ran out of inventory space because I was getting 3 trinkets. I was getting crafting materials to create my helmet, which I've done here. Crafting materials to create my chest piece. As you can see, I've already done that, and we have a 000 penalty on that, which is absolutely insane. Really nice. I also got these. I also got this, obviously. I got these, and then I got these. That's literally my entire gear was from character creation, and so that's the reason why I didn't even have enough space to be able to use an offhand weapon. So even if I did want to take it, I couldn't. Which is quite funny. I don't know why I did that, but whatever the case, the Glaive has been pretty good so far. You're going to see it in combat very shortly, because we're going to be going into, quote-unquote, assassinate Darosh. We're not actually going to be assassinating him again, because this time around, I actually want to do the Grace and Glory route. So we're not going to do the route that we've just done. We're going to do a different route this time, which was added by the DLC. And I'm really intrigued about this because I actually really liked these characters. Grace and Glory are a pair of assassins that want to kill one of the love interests that you have in the game. And, she turns out to be... spoilers, if you haven't seen my other series, I'd highly recommend it. There's a load of really cool backstory and all kinds of different background on every character that we've seen so far, and you just have no idea what's going on otherwise. So anyway, point is, I'd recommend doing that. There is a link in the description if you want to. Otherwise, we did get lucky, and I got the Blackstone ring from one of the scavenging events. I got this, the fencing dagger, from character creation, and I also got Brigand's blade from character creation as well. I personally don't believe this was a good choice. I think Brigand's blade was not very good at all. I think the fencing dagger is pretty decent in my opinion, but I think Brigand's blade I could have done better. But, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Because we're just going to go into the French camp now. We're going to sneak in. We're going to do some damage. These are my stats right now, by the way. As you can see, we went pretty hard on pretty much everything because, well, I do have a lot of points in character creation to spend, and I actually maxed out pretty much everything. Now, what I'm also doing, and these are my civic talents by the way, there's a number of different things that you can get. For example, obviously Colossus and Acrobat are obviously fantastic. However, here's the thing, I'm not actually going to be training strength or agility anymore. I'm not going to train them manually any further because that reduces the other one, It reduces the other one by 1 every single time you train 3 of the other, right? So if you train 3 strength, you lose 1 agility, and I don't really want that to be happening. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to be training coordination, and I'm going to be training vitality. And these are the ways that I will increase my strength and my agility, and we're also going to be gaining all those secondary stats. And I call them secondary stats because I personally believe that strength, agility is more primary. But that's how we're going to be leveling this character up. And we're going to see how it goes. I don't know whether this is going to be particularly useful, but we'll see. I did take Haggler as well because let's say, there's also a new mechanic associated in the marketplace. So you may be thinking, okay, how much cash do you have? I have 1,700. Okay, so I have 1,700. Now, at this point of the game, I think in the older version, without the new update and without the DLC and all that stuff, you know, way back in my previous series, I probably would have had more cash. And the reason why I would have had more cash is because potent medicine sells for a lot more back then than it did now, I think. Don't quote me on this, but I think it did. And the reason for that is because of our reputation with the soldiers. Because when you're in your first few chapters of the game, you're actually getting evaluated by your fellow soldiers, and they are going to give you a certain price. And dependent on your reputation with your soldier friends, that is going to determine the price. So for example, when I first started the game, they were buying potent medicine for 30 florins. So I'm gaining 30 florins every single time I sell one of the potent medicines, which is absolutely terrible. That is a really, really bad price. However, as my reputation increased with the soldiers, I was able to then scale up my potent medicine prices, and in the end, I was able to sell them for around 80 to 90. So that's triple the price. So in other words, the developer has done a little bit of balancing in regards to the money making in the game, and that's fine. You know, that's a perfectly fine way to do things, but it just means that we are going to have to strategize a little bit differently as we go forward in the game this time around. Instead of having, you know, one surefire way of advancing in the game, no, we can't do that. We have to do things differently from the offset. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. So anyway, I am obviously just going to... Oh, there we go. Nice. We got some good damage already on this guy. And I'm going to go for the Wide Slash. Wide Slash is pretty fun because basically what it does is it hits both head and torso of the target. Now, technically we could do that, or we could just go for Feint Strike. Yeah, I mean, both of them are fine. Both of them are obviously fine. Unfortunately for me, it doesn't really do much. As you can see, Wide Slash and indeed Feint Strike do not do a lot of damage. And so I'm going to say to you now, if you're going to try a build like this, I would recommend not. I would recommend not. Because there is a very surefire way to be better with a build like this, and that is either you take something that is a bit more heavy hitting, and I'm talking about, you know, maybe you want to take a, I don't know, maybe you want to take a big two-handed axe, or you want a big two-handed mace, or something along those lines. Something that's just going to provide you with a bit more oomph behind your attacks, because this particular glaive has a very low attack damage, which is indeed the reason why we are hitting for only 10 damage every single time here. Which is, I'm gonna say it, pretty awful. It's pretty awful. So, yeah, that is kind of unfortunate and not really anything I can't do anything about it, you know? I can't do anything about it. And the one way that I would have made this better is by using the Skull Ring. I know. Some people say that the Skull Ring is not very good. Some people say that the critical strike and relying on critical strikes is not a good way to go. And sure, you know, to a certain degree, that is indeed the case. However, if you think about what the glaive gives you, and you think about the fact that it actually allows you to attack twice. Yes, it allows you to attack twice. And I'm not sure whether both strikes with Wide Slash can critically strike. Because if they can, things are about to get very interesting when I get that thing, right? When I get the Skull Ring, because I am actually going to go after it. I am going to go after it because why not, right? But as soon as I get the Skull Ring, we're going to see how it goes, because I feel like having the ability to instantly kill, but having a double chance of doing that, that sounds really effective. Extremely, extremely effective. And I am kind of intrigued about it. So I want to test it out. I didn't want to go for a critical build because You know, as you've said in the past, in the previous series, critical strike builds are very unreliable, and it's much better to go for something a bit more, as I say, reliable in terms of going for a two-handed axe or a two-handed mace. However, as I also haven't mentioned yet, the developer of the game has changed the axe moveset slightly. And that means that the axe is no longer a do-it-all weapon. It's more of a situational weapon, or more of a weapon that has a specific purpose. And I actually really like that because, let's face it, we don't really want to have a weapon that does absolutely everything. That's the reason why the glaive does so little damage, because it is indeed a finesse weapon. You know, it's more of a finesse weapon in comparison to, you know, something really heavy hitting like a massive ball and chain or something like that. Anyway, as you can see, Eva's here once again. It's actually quite funny because this particular Destiny, Threads of Destiny DLC, you know, series basically started with us going through this. But yeah, well, we'll see here. Okay, so I am obviously going to be sparing him. I am going to be sparing him 100% every time. And we are now... this is where things are going to be kind of interesting. So I'm actually... Wait a minute. I didn't even see what this... Share some of your money with them. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I didn't even see what happened there. Oh, that is very risky. I should have probably seen what they said, but well, never mind. It's fine. Okay, so let's see here. Critical strike. I'm leveling axes as well as polearms. As you can see, I have axes and polearms spec'd, and I have good soldier reputation. So basically, what I am wanting to do here is we want to join the French mercenary route. So we do not want to go with Desroches. Hopefully we're not going to get captured this time either. I'm thinking what we're going to have to do is run away in that particular event. I think that's what's going to be particularly useful for us. So let's go and speak to Eva here. I don't even know where to start. There is no limit to my gratitude. You don't need to say anything. I didn't do this for praise or reward. I trust my feelings, and so I did what my heart told me to. I made my choice, and now I'm ready to face my fate. Since my childhood, my father instilled the idea that dying for your country is the highest honor in my mind, and these words became for me the truth equal to the Holy Scripture. And so on. She's basically saying, thank you so much, and she's going to be giving us an amazing thing. Bear in mind, as I said to you before, if you want to see the entire conversation, do check out the previous series because we have gone through this before. And here we go. She's giving us the ring that she has on her finger. There we go. But there is something else. It feels wrong for us to part, just like that. And there we go. We got the we got the spicy wallpaper right there. We got the spicy wallpaper. And there it is. And there's the redstone ring. Health recovery each turn +1. Now, I'm gonna trigger a couple of people right here. This is the most powerful trinket in the game. I know. There's a lot of people that disagree with that and say that that's not the case. No, but funnily enough, I actually feel like it could be very, very useful in certain situations. And you'll see. Maybe it's actually going to be useful for us. Who knows? Anyway, I'm just going to go here. Going to sell some stuff. And let's have a look. We could sell this. Parrying dagger. Do I want this? No, not really. I can just sell that. And is there anything else that I want to get here? Well, nope. I've already traded and crafted and done everything that I need to. And I'm kind of wondering whether I should just take this away and just use the redstone ring instead. Because I'm not really using this. I mean, this doesn't really do much. It increases damage dealt to enemy armor by 1. It just basically is a jack of all trades kind of trinket, and it's not really something I'm particularly, too happy with. Now, you may be wondering, what's this Rune of Vitality here? I've never seen this trinket ever before, so maybe you haven't either, but the Rune of Vitality is basically a thing that recovers 1 HP every 2 turns. Yes, it's actually kind of good. Funnily enough, for a trinket that was really easy to come by as well. It came by in a random event in a scavenging scavenging situation. So yeah, anyway, this is something that I would definitely use if I needed HP. You know what? I'm actually going to keep it with me just in case we go into a battle and I need to heal myself. Then that's obviously going to be extremely, extremely useful for us. Okay, so there's nothing for me to do except train. As you can see, I don't have any more training to do with melee weapons or anything like that. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to just be leveling up my coordination. Oh, you can't increase the attribute anymore. Really? Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, I guess I'll just go for endurance then. Oh no, I can't do that anymore either. Okay, let's just go for some more vitality then. Basically just spam vitality up the wazoo right here. Just do that. And that's, I think yep, that's gonna be it. Vitality is not exactly the greatest stat to level up, but if we want to get free strength, quote unquote, then that's pretty much all we can do. Anyway, let's go. There we are. All right, so yeah, that we are indeed going to be heading in to an actual battle here now. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so obviously I am actually injured, so me having the redstone ring is pretty decent. It's actually not too bad. And we cut this guy's throat almost instantaneously with our next strike. That's pretty nice. There we go. But Feint Strike is actually not a terribly bad moveset, because it does apply, it has a chance to apply, shall we say, a feint on the opponent. Which is pretty cool, in my opinion. I actually like that quite a bit. So, yeah, let's just continue doing this. We're going to get some deflections here, even though I do have an increased chance to actually hit past armor. But unfortunately, no, not so much here. And as you can see, there you go. Boom. He's basically almost dead. His wound is just absolutely bleeding out right here. Unfortunately, he has now staunched the bleeding. Not sure how that can happen, but sure, why not? I'll go with it for the sake of flavor, shall we say. Alright, so we'll just go and take this. I know I have a huge amount of space, so maybe what I should do is take everything. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's take everything. Just because we can. And because now we have the Blackstone ring, this is obviously going to make things much, much easier for us. However, and this is a pretty big however here, I actually feel like we are killing enemies. Woo! Hello! We're killing enemies too fast, and I'm going to actually use my antidote here to get rid of that poison. Thank you very much. And I'm just going to use respite a little bit as well. Yeah, crossbow users are still my absolute bane. I kind of wish I had a shield right now, but also I kind of don't, because using a shield does make things kind of annoying, but oh well, never mind. Okay. Ooh, nice. Okay, we got some night braces. Okay. I wouldn't have minded some day braces, but oh well, never mind, you know. I guess night braces are going to be fine. So let's go here. Emboldened by this victory, some of the allies rush in pursuit of the retreating French. Okay, so this is where we have the ability to set off in pursuit or don't chase. Now I'm actually wondering what we should do here. I'm thinking we're not going to chase. Wariness gets the upper hand, and you decide that you've had enough adventure for the day. The chaotic fight in the forest quiets down just as suddenly as it broke out. Just a few moments ago, you were in the thick of battle, exchanging furious blows with enemies, and now, just like that, everything was silent. Looking for any kind of a familiar face, you awkwardly wander back and forth, tripping over tree roots and dead bodies. After a while, you stumble upon a large group of men who are encircling a body lying on the ground. In one of the figures, you recognize Prince Edward, standing a little further away from everyone, with a bloodied sword in his hand and a devastated gaze. He doesn't look like himself at all. In another figure, sitting beside the dead body whose face is still obscure, you recognize Northampton. Surrounding them are knights and lords, some of whom, even, are still breathing heavily with blood seeping down their armor and weapons. Still having no idea what is going on and not daring to break the silence of the nobles, you freeze, patiently awaiting. Luckily, you don't have to wait long, as the silence is interrupted by the Earl. Standing up and turning to the prince, he raises his sword into the air and loudly says, "The king is dead. Long live the king. After a moment's hesitation, the crowd surrounding them follows his example and their shouts echo throughout the area. With nobody bothering to explain anything to you, an opportunity to get a full picture of what exactly has happened during the hunt appears only a while later, from rumors, contradictory eyewitness accounts, and scraps of overheard conversations. As it turns out, the peace talks were nothing but a ruse of the French, who came up with an unthinkable villainy, an attempt to assassinate the English king, as well as all of his most loyal lords. The wine was spiked with some kind of poisonous brew with which they intended to incapacitate the king's entourage, leaving them defenseless. But by some miracle, their poison hadn't worked. That left them no choice but to draw their swords and to try to take the king's life with steel. Further developments didn't really require an explanation, as you've witnessed everything yourself. The king was killed in battle, but the prince, as well as the rest of the English lords, survived, rendering the enemy plan only partially successful. And yet, as it turns out, the king's death was enough to sow the seeds of discord in the English camp. And so on. And so what's going to happen now, hopefully, is that we are going to get the ability to go to the French countryside or one of the outlying towns and to become a French mercenary. And so this is going to be very, very useful. Being in charge of all the royal mercenaries, yes, he had the right to... Okay, yes, that's absolutely fine. Now, the main reason why I'm going through this is because I don't want to make a mistake with the selection of choice, okay? So, okay, yes. A decision to make peace, okay, yeah, he's making peace, the prince. Because he wants to go back and solidify his claim to the throne, of course, because Count Canterbury is going to be moving in on that, as we know. And we'll see. Albeit without much war spoils, after hearing much about the conclusion of peace, he immediately left for England. Okay, so obviously all of them are going to be going away now. And with the king dead and now gone, the discipline... Yes, exactly. So the discipline of the English army has now taken a turn for the worse. And so what's going to happen is we are now going to hopefully be able to become a French mercenary here. Okay, let's see what happens. The supplies are all but gone, but you are pretty much left to survive on your own. It is during this period of seemingly endless waiting that you receive an invitation from Duc de Montfort, who offers you to enter his service as a mercenary, and this is exactly what we needed. This is exactly what we needed right here to make the new route work. Obviously, the French mercenary route, that is not new, but there is a new sub-route from that route, if you know what I mean. So hopefully we'll be able to get that. Let's agree. A promise of a regular salary and food on the table was obviously fantastic and obviously great and wonderful and everything. Yay, okay, great, awesome. Now we're going to be going in and having a grand old time. And yes, I'm very much looking forward to this. This is probably one of my favorite routes in general, just because you do get to you get to meet two love interests. They're both very interesting. They both have hidden agendas, and they're pretty cool. And then you also have a huge amount of different fighting to do, and a lot of pretty fun things. So as you can see here, Olivia is here. She's got a very dark secret. Who are you? Another messenger from the southern farm? If you, bastard, have brought me bad news again, then you better run right away, for I swear I'll chop off your useless head with my own sword. I'm afraid I'm not who you think I am. My name is Sir Wrath. I know, my parents were very big fans of Greek mythology. I arrived here at the head of the squad of soldiers recruited in Dunkirk to serve under the banner of the Duke. She froze for a second, but then her facial expression immediately changed. Finally, long-awaited reinforcements. My dumbass husband managed to do at least something right before he died. God rest his soul. Forgive me, I can barely control myself. I am surrounded by complete idiots and fools. That has not changed. I am here, because of whom I have already lost my peace, sleep, and several 100,000 florins. That must be millions in real money. Real money. That must be millions in current day money. Let's just say that, because money technically isn't real. I know. Mind blown. And if this continues, then soon I will be left first without a city and then most likely without a head. Unfortunately, I don't quite understand what's going on. Oh, so the recruiters didn't explain anything. Ha! Why am I not surprised at all? This is quite in the organizational style of my husband. Okay, so basically what she's going to ask us to do is we are show willingness to fight for her. Yes, of course. There we go. Yes, so what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to clear the area of enemy brigands and everything. And yes, ooh, aha! Rumors of your virtue precede your arrival in Rennes, instantly earning you the favor of various local businesses. Some are even willing to offer you significant discounts for their services, and the cost of treating injuries has been lowered. Very nice. So this is also where we get the opportunity to hire people, right? So we can actually hire people right away, which is really, really good. And I think we're probably going to be getting a bunch of men-at-arms. Even though I'm not a big fan of the squad system, because I'm generally not yeah, it's just not really my thing. I'm not a big fan of it, but we're getting these people for free, right? We're getting them for free, so we might as well do it. So I'm going to go for this guy. And I want to try to get level 6 people. Let's get this guy, Brittle Elias. I like that name. There we go. Let's go for this guy. There we are. And let's go for this guy. There we are. Fantastic. Okay, so our squad is actually going to be a huge money hog. Yes, they are going to be massive money hogs. So we have to try to make as much cash as possible. It's actually staggeringly expensive to level up any squad members as time goes on. And actually, I would like to get a civic talent point if I'm actually going to be doing this seriously. The civic talent point that I'm looking for is good manager, because as you can see, lower squad members upgrade cost by 20% of your reputation with soldiers is 90 or more, and I have 94, as you can see right there. So it would be pretty good if I could get that, but I don't think it really matters too much, I suppose. It's not that big of a deal, so maybe it's not necessarily required. Maybe. We'll see, we'll see. Anyway, let's get some leather. We're obviously going to be doing the wonderful thing. And wait a minute. Ah, prices will be impacted by your prestige. You see, now this is a new thing that the developer has added that I was not seeing before. So I assume it is... it requires a new game, probably. I think it probably requires a new game for this to work. But basically, every single price that we have here is now determined by the prestige of our character. And I think my prestige is pretty decent, isn't it? Let me have a look. Yeah, my prestige is 100, so that's very good. That is very, very good. Okay, so we can basically just go into the crafting screen now, and we're just going to get a huge amount of water skins, of course. Just try to craft these. If I can actually click properly, thank you very much. There we are. Oh, what happened? What was that? What was that? Did you see that? How did the UI disappear? I didn't press anything. Okay, that is strange. All right. Apparently my game is haunted or something. All right. Okay, that's going to be funny. If that messes me up now, then I'm not going to be particularly pleased. Okay, there we go. All right, that's some very, very nice stuff right there. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to talk to Olivia and come up with a plan to save the city. So let's go immediately to speak with her, because let's face it, I do not want to mess up. All right, because we are very much close to being able to, you know, take part in the new route. If you're going to be late, what? I wasn't even late. Are you serious? Was I late? I didn't even do anything. I just went into the trade screen one time. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so just a decisive strategy. Judging by the fact that the mercenaries don't attack, they themselves apparently are not too interested in further conflict. What do you mean by that? If they let their guard down, then we can try to recapture small farms from them with an unexpected blow. They need to hold 3 key points at once, which means that their forces are dispersed. We may well break them up in pieces if we create a numerical advantage and act decisively. Damn it, we finally have a concrete course of action. I will scout the area with my people, but for a full-fledged attack, it would be very beneficial to have the help of your knights. If it was up to me, I would give you each and every one of them, but as you can see yourself, I have no real power here. Really? I'm pretty sure she does. To be honest, it's basically a miracle that none of them has yet come up with the idea of trying to usurp the throne. Well, I think you need to start with Dupont. Talk to him. Perhaps he can be influenced. If it goes well, then a significant part of the knights, or should I say, a significant part of those who survived, will probably agree to go with you. And at the same time, I will start organizing the militia. The poor hardly even know how to fight, but bad is always better than nothing. I look forward to hearing about your progress. Come back when you get any news. And thank you. For the first time in the last month, I begin to feel something even remotely close to hope. And as you can see, our reputation with her is increasing very slowly. But there you go. Okay, so fantastic that we were able to do that. Now I can probably, so I can just talk to Dupont. Obviously, we are going to be speaking to him in just a moment. However, I am going to be doing the scavenge first. I want to make sure that we get as many leather pieces as possible. And as you can see here, in an unexpected burst of candor, he admits to you that the journey to the Holy Land has not just failed to bring him riches, but on the contrary, ruined him. So now he is considering entering the service of some lord or any other solvent employer. The only conditions of importance to him, besides the guarantee of timely payments of wages, are the pious demeanor of his future commander and the absence of any tasks, the fulfillment of which could cast a shadow on his honor as a knight and as a Christian. You seem like the right candidate to him, so if there are any vacancies in your squad, he'd be happy to join you. Well, Crusader Falco would be pretty cool. Would you like to fire one of them? Yeah, sure. I'll fire Henry, I guess. Yes. You accept his offer. Falco the Skywrath has become a member of the squad. I have no idea who that is, by the way. I have no idea who that is, but I'm thinking to myself, well, he's a Templar, right? So I think he's probably going to be pretty good. Okay, hunting grounds, and only sheer luck saves you. And there you go, luck coordination. Obviously, that's helping us a great deal. That's wonderful. Okay, so I do need to actually check out who that guy is. Where is he? He is a level 5 Crusader. Yeah, no, I think he's actually going to be pretty good. So, why not? You know, I mean, come on. Let's just use whoever we can get our hands on, especially someone like that. I think he's going to be pretty good for us. Unfortunately, I don't have any... I don't have one more piece of leather to actually create that, so that's kind of unfortunate, but... Oh well, never mind. Let's go into the trade screen. Ooh, a placard. Huh, you know what? I'm actually going to buy that. I know that sounds really... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to buy this mail armor too. I'm buying just a replacement, okay? I'm just buying replacement armor just in case I need it. That's it. It's just a just in case sort of situation. And look at this, potent medicine. I can actually sell potent medicine for 100 per one now. So the more I can do crafting, then the more that I can sell potent medicine, the better, because we are now at a point where our prestige has the most impact. And the better your prestige, the more you know, wear good things, good armor and so on and so forth, the more that you're going to get rewarded for that. So I'm actually going to be probably not increasing my chest right now. I'm probably just going to put these things back in here. Put the leather in there, medicine, just a little bit of medicine, not too much. Just put all these other things in there as well, and there we have it. Okay, absolutely fine. So we need to speak to Dupont, so let's go ahead and do that. He's going to be really annoying. And basically, he's just going to tell us that, you know, he doesn't want to really do anything, and we're going to go and, you know, find out some information. And we can also attack people. So we can do some random encounters if we want to, or we can go and do the quests, and we need to get more information. So let's go to the Silent Farm first. We're looking for Ruffin as well, by the way. Bear that in mind. I believe he's around here somewhere, isn't he? I think so. We can go to Onar's farm here. There we are. That's also done. We can go to Olivier's farm. I want to make sure that I've done all of these relatively quickly. There we are. Because I do not want to miss out, okay? I want to make sure that we are being as fast as possible with these things. Okay, so he is particularly drawn to details concerning the alchemical laboratory at Olivier's farm. However, when you suggest that you try to attack the positions of the mercenaries together, he refuses, stating that firstly, he does not have enough strength for this, and secondly, he doesn't even know whether he will be able to count on you and your men in battle. Stung by his words, you remind the head of the guard that it was his comrades who were shattered by the mercenaries in the recent battle, and your people, on the contrary, have only shown their best side. Dupont, however, is not affected by your comment at all. He tells you that you will have to prove that your proposition for a joint attack is not empty. Not empty bragging even, by winning some significant battle with the mercenaries. For example, at the southern farm, which, according to you, is so poorly protected. In addition, Dupont also expects all possible assistance in mustering a new army. Okay, so in other words, he doesn't want to do anything, and we have to do all of it. So, we now need to conduct an attack on Olivier's farm after we take back the southern farm from the mercenaries, and so on and so forth. So, what we're going to do first is we are going to be going into this random encounter right here. This is going to be our first real test, as it were, because obviously we haven't really gone into a battle with our squad yet. And this is going to be very interesting. So I need to kill these guys really fast because I don't know whether you know this, but squad members are really, really bad. At least initially, okay? So I need to basically handhold them. I need to babysit them a huge amount. And if I don't, they are going to be killed very quickly indeed. And I don't really want that because even though I haven't really spent any money on them right now, they are actually kind of good. We've got men-at-arms. Men-at-arms are some really, really good classes for squad members. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Okay, unfortunate that this guy is... Okay, I think we're actually already done, aren't we? I think we might already be done, which would be funny. I think we are almost... Yeah, I think we are actually done. That is hilarious. Okay, that was super fast. Very nice. Okay, so this is obviously a really good way for you to gain cash, because look at how much stuff I'm getting right now. Loads of really, really good things. And we also then have the ability to level up our people. This is an extremely good way to level up our squad, because every single time you do a battle, they're going to be gaining a level. It's very, very impactful for us. This is the kind of axe that I was talking about, by the way, so if you do want to use a two-handed and you want to use a two-handed axe, this is a really good way to go about it. It can chop armor, it can split shields, it can do all kinds of crazy cool things, and I'm actually going to be buying it. I am actually going to buy it because it is just that good, and we are otherwise just going to be selling everything else. I don't see the point in keeping it. Is there anything else I want to get? I might want to buy some strong ale, actually. Just a couple, not too many. And as you can see, we can level these guys up, heal this fellow, repair him. Do I want to level them right now? That's the question. Do I want to level them right now? I don't know. What are their things? They have, this guy has 10 weapon skill. This guy has 15 weapon skill. So basically, Eagle-Eyed Fearbold is the guy that we want to, yeah, he was the guy that was actually with us. So let's level him up, because he's going to be the one that will actually be coming into the battles with us. I think that's probably going to be pretty useful. 2 medium encounters. Yeah. I need to be careful here. So, okay. So basically the thing is, we need to get the mercenary's strength as low as possible, but we also need to increase Rene's strength, right? To 8. That's what we need to do. So the thing is, I don't really want to go into the southern farm just yet. If I go into the southern farm right now, I have a feeling that it might do something, but I don't really want to. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go into another one. Okay, I'm gonna chance it a little bit here. I don't really know. I think this is fine. I think this is okay, because I mean, look at these guys. I can basically just kill them really, really fast here. I'm going to leave my guy on offense now as well, because he's actually not going to be too bad, I don't think. As you can see, he's now shield bashing, which is really good. Let's just kill this guy in the front here. There we go. Kill him. Nice. And we are actually fine. Wow, he's actually killing this guy by himself. He's actually killing this guy by himself. I'm not doing anything. That's actually pretty awesome. I like that. Thank you. Okay, very nice. Okay, so we got some more things. Yes, some more things that can actually sell for decent amounts too. There we go. Mercenary presence lowered once again. And let's see, is there anything else here that we want to go for? Because I'm still looking for the skull ring potentially. As I say, not sure if it's going to be something that I'll actually purchase in the end, but it might be something that we just want to buy just in case. You know what I mean? Just in case. Let's level this guy up once again. And bear in mind that all of these level ups, by the way, they all get quote-unquote banked, right? So you don't need to level them up immediately. You can just wait. And then at some point, you can then, you know, spend a huge amount of cash if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to. And so I'm thinking now, let's go to the southern farm. Right? There's an easy encounter, but let's go to the southern farm now. The southern farm is considered to be the most vulnerable position of the mercenaries, and therefore recapturing it is a feasible task even for a small but well-organized squad. Attack stealthily. Realizing well that now is not the time for honor, you make an attempt to secretly lead your people to the farm. Oh, virtue lowered by 5, really? Okay. Reputation check passed. The mercenaries didn't expect your attack, and you managed to take them by surprise. And there we have it. Okay, very nice. Alright, and look at that. They're actually damaged. They're damaged already. This is fantastic. This is great. Okay, so I could basically just kill this guy almost instantaneously. Yeah, he is actually dead when it's his turn. Yep, because we managed to bleed him, which is wonderful. And we can now actually do something like that here, and he's gonna maybe die as well. Wow, this my guy is actually doing some pretty good damage. This fellow has a good helmet on though. He has a good helmet on, so that's a nice stun as well. Let's finish this fellow off. Nice. And yeah, that's actually, oh yeah, this is the reason why I wanted to say about the critical strikes and so on and so forth, because even if the wide slash doesn't benefit from the skull ring, quick slash is extremely, extremely powerful because, yeah, sure, it does 50% less damage, but it does have an increased hit chance improved by 100% of your agility, which is crazy good. And if you think about, if you get a critical, and if you're wearing the skull ring, it's an instant kill. It doesn't matter how much damage you deal. So quick strike dealing 50% less damage, that does not matter in the least. So that's also the reason why I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe, you know, maybe we want to go for something like that. Maybe it's going to be super, super powerful for us. So that's the reason why I was talking about that. Anyway, let's go for the head. Kill him. He's going to be dead in just a... Okay, I'm not entirely sure why he's not dead yet. There we go. And we managed to do it. Theobald, good work, sir. Anyway, the short fight ends in your favor. A small detachment of mercenaries defending the farm is completely defeated. And we're going to search, of course. And I'm going to sell this, no doubt, I'm going to assume. The mercenaries are defeated and the farm is under your control. Its inhabitants are not very enthusiastic about this, but they do not show hostility either. Their reaction is understandable. No matter who gets the farm, they still have to pay a quitrent to someone. Okay, so there we go. Renez's strength has been increased, which is obviously great. And we can level this guy up once again, which is what we're going to do. Let's see if there's anything else here. Nope. Okay, let's sell that. Do I want to keep this? No, I don't think so. Do I want to keep this? No, I don't think so. All right, that's fine. Is there anything else? Oh, what? What actually? Oh! It's when I press middle mouse button. Look, I press middle mouse button and then the UI disappears. Okay, I had no idea that that was the case. Okay, well that's good to know because I was actually getting a bit worried there for a second. I thought to myself, wait a minute, is my game gonna, gonna crash or something like that? No, I hope not. Thank you. Okay, well, let's have a look. Okay, so we have done that. We need to talk to Olivia and Dupont about our success at the southern farm. Do I really want to do that though? Oh, okay, so all these guys have disappeared now. Wait a minute, let me actually just wait. Aha, there we go. Okay, so we can actually do something. Let's go in for another medium fight. I see. Now, the thing is, you need to be a little bit careful about how you do this, because there have been a number of times that I've done this route previously, and let's just say that I haven't been particularly, well, knowledgeable, lucky, whatever you want to call it, basically, about the situation. So sometimes what I would do is I would go in here and I'd be like, oh yeah, I want to kill as many mercenaries as possible so I can level up my squad. And then I end up doing that, and then I mess up by taking too long, spending too much time doing that, you see? And then I miss out on the quests. But that's also something that we also need to do. We need to make sure that we are doing the quests, but we also want to try to kill as many mercenaries as possible, because that's going to provide us with a good amount of cash, levels, all kinds of crazy things. So that's the reason why I'm being a bit more... I don't know, a bit more proactive on that, I suppose, but still. Anyway, let's just get this stuff. We can sell it all. Nice. Okay, well, why is my toxicity increasing? Oh yeah, because I'm looting everyone. Alright, so let's see. Do I already have this one on, don't I? Yeah, I'm going to buy that just as a replacement. As I say, replacements always useful. So that, there we are. Okay, let's go here, sell that, there we go. Okay, and upgrade him. So now we can go back and speak to Olivia. I was waiting for you, what's the news? We've investigated the situation in the outskirts. The southern farm is rather poorly protected. Yes, I actually already did that. Oh my god, if you carry on like that, you can take me on the spot. Funny. I'm sorry, what? I'm just kidding. I'm just in a good mood. Things got off the ground for once, and not just got off. We are seizing the initiative. Well, of course. I would not get so excited. Oh, please, don't ruin the moment. You're too handsome for all this hesitant mumbling. I enjoy seeing you confident way more. Just tell me that you got it all under control, and then there's nothing to worry about. Everything is under control. You don't want to lie, but you cave in. Actually, everything is under control from my perspective, but maybe I'm being overconfident. Am I being overconfident? Maybe. Yes. Okay, we're losing virtue when we speak to her right here, probably because I lied. Kind of. I mean, personally for me, I don't think I am, because I think everything's under control, but yeah, well, we'll see. I'm gonna speak to Dupont after this, and we're gonna see what he says. Okay, hello there. You demand Dupont fulfill his, Okay, he caves in. There we are. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, and now we can speak to this guy. Changes his attitude towards you after listening to what you had to say and receiving your offer to help. Surprised once again, but this time by the fact that he met a decent person, he immediately gets down to business. According to him, the two main problems that hinder the gathering of a new army are the lack of money and the people's reluctance to take up arms. Okay, so basically what we have to do is we need to, as far as I remember, we need to donate cash and equipment. I think. Defensive equipment, armor, helmets. Yeah. That's what we need to do. So armor and helmet. Oh, 300. No. I don't think I'm going to be purchasing this. Thank you very much. This is way too... Armor? 180. Low quality mail? 130. Okay, yeah. Let's buy that. That's decent-ish. I don't know how many I have to... I don't know how many I need to buy. So I guess we'll just re-roll a couple of times. And we'll just buy some things. And that's way too expensive in my opinion. Is there anything else that I can sell here? No. Okay, what about this? Is this actually considered armor? I don't know whether that's considered armor. Okay, virtue check part. Ooh. Impressed by your pious behavior, Falco the Skywrath declares that he sees you as an embodiment of the ideals of chivalry and will now train twice as hard to uphold the honor of your squad. And his stats have been increased by 1. I'm actually a little bit worried about this guy. I'm wondering if our virtue goes too low, whether he's going to attack us. What do you think? Okay, wanting to speed up. you send several people from your squad to this fellow as instructors for newcomers. Experienced soldiers who have fought many battles can easily drill the rookies on the basics of combat skills and make them at least somewhat ready for a fight. Ah, you are unpleasantly surprised to see that your men are very tough with the townspeople. None of the militia sparring sessions so far go without new injuries and bruises, and new recruits regularly get smacked and kicked for their sluggishness. Seeing your bewilderment, one of your comrades explains that the Renner's townspeople are not very gifted physically and are far from being belligerent. And therefore, if you really want to mold them into something similar to a real army, you cannot do without the hard drills. Tell your men to be tougher. Taking a good look at the recruits, you also begin to wonder that they are not just a bunch of crooks, but some effeminate wussies who can only be made into real men through harsh training. You praise your people for their diligence and tell them to be even tougher. Okay, our virtue has been reduced. However, that did increase the strength of the town by 1. For me personally, I don't think I really care about the strength of the town. I think we can get enough strength for the town without having to do that, but I was kind of... This was a new event for me, so I didn't actually know. So, hand over equipment. This... Oh, we need 10. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, we need 10 things. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we need 10 things. That's actually kind of harsh. And what does build the squad mean? What does this mean? Oh, it just means... Okay, it just means the recruiting guy. Alright, that's absolutely fine. Anyway, that is probably going to be it for this episode. We are probably going to be doing a couple more random encounters. As you can see, our strength in the town is absolutely fantastic. We have a huge amount of time left. So... we should have enough time to do a couple more fights with the mercenaries, level up our companions some more, get some more gear for us to donate, and hopefully we're going to have a really, really good shot to do what we need to do here and actually win the day, as it were. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.